let's talk about Le Pascualita, or Little Pasculia. What is Le Pascualita? Well, she is a mannequin that has lived in a store window in Mexico for over 88 years, which is quite a long time for a bridal shop to retain a mannequin. But then again, this dummy has a rather peculiar history behind it. According to urban legend, Le Pascualita is not a mannequin at all, but the perfectly preserved corpse of the previous owner's dead daughter. Peering through the glass at the mannequin's veiny, realistic hands, sparkling eyes, an eerie smile, the mannequin does seem to be living a life all of its own. Is this mannequin that's living in this bridal shop window an almost century-old dummy, wax dummy, or could it possibly be the perfectly preserved corpse of the previous owner's daughter, the corpse bride? Welcome to Peculiar Occurrences. I am your host, Lilith Nova. The haunting figure known as Le Pascualita first appeared 88 years ago in the window of the bridal store. The striking realism of the dummy has spawned all kinds of paranormal stories, even some saying that it can perform miracles, and was even the inspiration for a ballad played on the radio. The figure has drawn all kinds of people from all over the world to the little desert town to the dress shop just to catch a peek at the mannequin. People have been traveling from all over to see it for the past 9 decades. As cars and trucks pass by and people walk by pressing their noses up against the window, trying to see if the eyes will follow them, if they can spot her move, most walk away with the impression that she is very real. The old owner of the store, excuse me if I pronounce this wrong, Pascualita Esparza, had a daughter who had died on her wedding day due to a bite from a black widow. The dress shop closed down for a respectable time, and when it reopened, a new dummy mannequin was installed in the store window on March 25th, 1930. It was nicely dressed in a nice spring bridal gown. The effect was instantaneous. People just could not tear themselves away from looking at her. With the wide-set glass eyes, real hair, and blushing skin. Soon, a lot of people realized that the mannequin closely resembled the shop owner at the time. And it really didn't take long for a lot of people to start coming to the conclusion this had to be the embalmed body of her late daughter. The revelation did not go over very well with the locals, who started to express their disapproval. Pascualita started to receive angry, threatening phone calls from angry citizens who accused her of embalming and turning her daughter into a mannequin. Pascualita did end up giving an official statement, notarized official statement, that this was not her daughter, and that her daughter had in fact died, but this was not her. But by this point, it was far too late, and no one was willing to believe her. The daughter's name has been lost throughout time, and Le Pascualita is a name that stuck. And of course, the speculated presence of a corpse must also be accompanied by some paranormal activity. Several odd incidents have been reported around the dummy. Like, for one, It is said that a lovesick French magician would show up at night bringing the dummy back to life, and that they would go out on the town and have a good time. A few others believe that her gaze will shift and follow you around the store. At night, she is also believed to shift positions in the window. She is also thought to awaken at night and move about the shop. Now, these tales are pretty scary, but perhaps they're the most scary to the shop workers that have to see her every day. And the ones that have to leave the shop last are definitely not happy. The mannequin's clothes is actually changed twice a week behind a heavy curtain. One worker was noted saying that every time she went near her, her hands would become sweaty and she would get nervous. That the mannequin's hands are very realistic, and she even has veins going up her legs. The worker also claimed that she believed that she was real. Now, an account like that coming from someone who has actually changed her, that's hard not to believe. Could this actually be an 88-year-old corpse? While Pascualita is more of an urban legend than a religious draw to the largely Catholic community in Mexico, a few people like to leave candles outside of the shop window and even attribute miracles towards her. It is said that one day a woman was having a violent argument with her boyfriend right outside the window, and the boyfriend pulled a pistol and shot her. And as she fell to the ground, she reached up towards La Pascualita and begged her to save her. "Save me, she said. And that woman survived. Ever since then, her survival has been attributed to the mannequin. Other tributes to the mannequin has included an altar of sugar skulls and flowers and candles left by school children every year on November 2nd, Mexico's Day of the Dead. There are also a lot of people that think that the old shop owner had missed her daughter so much that she created this very lifelike mannequin of her daughter, and then through some sort of magic asked her daughter so to enter into the mannequin, and upon her mother's request she did, and that is actually the life that you see when you look into its eyes. Okay, now let's talk about a few things from the experts in history. Back at this time, there were a lot of people that were making solutions and trying to find the perfect way to perfectly preserve a body. A channel called Ask A Mortician actually covered this story, and I will put her links in the description box below, so go check her out. She is a very real mortician who happens to run a YouTube channel that promotes natural funerals. According to her and several other experts on the matter, there is just absolutely no way this could be a corpse. Okay, now I just want you to hear this from the experts themselves, so I'm going to throw in a couple of clips of what she had to say about this, and you guys can go and check her out down below. You know, when you're done here. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. La Pascualita is not a corpse. We've talked about this in previous videos, but preserving a human body in such pristine, non-horror show conditions is just not going to happen in a bridal shop window. First of all, La Pascualita was not taxidermied. You cannot taxidermy a human the same way you would taxidermy an animal, and even if you could, it would not look anything like La Pascualita. While an animal might have fur or feathers covering its body, humans generally do not. Therefore, you wouldn't be able to hide the seams and stitches on a taxidermied human. Do you see any seams or stitches on La Pascualita? Any taxidermist will tell you that even if somehow the seams and stitches were all hidden under her wedding dress, there is no way that her preserved and hairless body would look so pleasantly lifelike. What about embalming, then? Could La Pascualita be a perfectly embalmed and preserved corpse like, say, Vladimir Lenin? No. While it's possible for an embalmed corpse to stay relatively intact for a long period of time, it takes a whole team of biomedical engineers keeping Lenin's body looking up to snuff. Do you think La Pascualita has a squad like that? I don't think so. Standing in that bridal shop window in Chihuahua, exposed to sunlight and moisture and bacteria and humidity, there's no way that a corpse like La Pascualita, without professional maintenance, could still look so flawless after almost 90 years. Even if someone did a perfect job of embalming her initially, such perfection would not last. Among other things, her skin would have molded, parts of her face and body would have shriveled, decayed, and discolored, and yes, there would be odors. Sorry, Deathlings, as eerie and intriguing as the legend of La Pascualita is, it is the opinion of this mortician that La Pascualita is not an 87-year-old corpse, but an 87-year-old mannequin with some killer PR.
This buzzkill has been brought to you by Caitlin Doty and the Order of the Good Death.
Now, from what I've seen from my research, this is the opinion of most embalmers, morticians that have delved into this story. Maybe the actual answer to this peculiar occurrence lays in a little-known history fact that back during this time, stores, especially things like bridal shops, actually competed to have the most realistic-looking wax mannequins to model their dresses. It was thought the realer the mannequin, the better it could sell a dress. So could this all actually be some big advertisement plan made by the previous owner? I mean, after all, the name of the daughter has been lost to history, if there were even ever a daughter to begin with. Either way, this shop is highly popular, having people visit it from all over the world, so advertisement plan definitely worked. Although, one thing has to be said, the thing that gets people the most about this thing is the hands. Let's just take another look at these hands. They are so freaking real looking. Look at those nails. Even some experts have went in there and checked the mannequin and come back out and went back and said it looked like it had some sort of nail growth. So the hands are really what seems to get people about this thing. But I don't know. What do you think about this peculiar occurrence? Could this be an 88-year-old perfectly preserved corpse? Or perhaps it's just a mannequin, a very, very lifelike mannequin, an advertisement plan, or the thing is haunted. Let me know what you think about this down below. And while you're down there, check out my Peculiar Occurrence merch down in the description box below and pick up your Peculiar Occurrence gear. As well, don't forget to hit that like button, share this out to all your peculiar friends, and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell, because if you're not hitting the bell, it's like you're not even subscribing. You won't know when I upload. And until next time, keep your eyes peeled for all things peculiar. Do 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 do. Yeah. Come chill with me on Twitter and Facebook.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.